Have you ever walked away from a conversation and realized you just agreed to something you didn't actually want to do? Or noticed how some people seem to get exactly what they want without ever raising their voice or making a direct demand? They aren't just lucky. They are using a set of hidden psychological tools known as silent influence. Today, I'm going to show you how to plant ideas in people's minds so effectively that they'll think your idea was their own. Most people think influence is about being the loudest person in the room or having the best argument. But in the world of dark psychology, the most powerful influence is the kind that goes undetected. By the end of this video, you will understand the 4 pillars of silent persuasion: priming, subconscious rapport, the scarcity loop, and choice architecture. You'll learn how to navigate social dynamics like a grandmaster, getting a yes before you even ask the question. Welcome to the vault. The first pillar is priming. Imagine the human mind as a garden. You can't just throw seeds on dry soil and expect them to grow. You have to prepare the ground first. In psychology, priming is the act of exposing someone to a stimulus that influences their response to a later stimulus, without them even realizing it. Consider a famous study where participants were asked to hold either a hot cup of coffee or an iced coffee for just a few seconds. Later, they were asked to rate the personality of a stranger. Those who held the warm coffee rated the stranger as warmer and more generous. Those who held the cold coffee saw the stranger as cold and unsympathetic. You can use this. If you want someone to be open to a creative idea, meet them in a room with high ceilings, or take a walk in an open park. If you want them to be detail-oriented, meet in a small, organized space. You are setting the mental temperature before the negotiation even begins. Humans are biologically wired to trust people who are like them. This brings us to the mirror effect. When you subtly mimic the body language, speech patterns, or even the breathing rhythm of the person you're talking to, their brain triggers mirror neurons. These neurons signal that you are a part of their in-group, instantly lowering their psychological defenses. But here is the dark secret. It's not just about copying them, it's about pacing and leading. First, you mirror them for a few minutes to build that silent bond. Then, you change your posture. If they follow you, for example, if you uncross your arms and a minute later they do the same, you have established subconscious dominance. You are now the one leading the interaction, and they are psychologically primed to follow your suggestions. Have you ever wondered why we want things more simply because we can't have them? This is the scarcity loop. To influence someone silently, you must never appear desperate. In fact, you should lean into the idea that your time, your idea, or your presence is a limited resource. A powerful way to trigger this is the Benjamin Franklin effect. He famously turned a rival into a friend, not by doing him a favor, but by asking for one. He asked to borrow a rare book. By granting the favor, the rival's brain had to resolve a conflict. Why am I helping this guy? I must actually like him. When you ask someone for a small, non-intrusive favor, you aren't being a burden. You are silently forcing their subconscious to validate you as someone worth helping. Once they've said yes to a small thing, the yes for the big thing becomes much easier. The final pillar is choice architecture. People hate being told what to do, but they love to choose. The secret to silent influence is to give them a choice where every outcome leads to what you want. This is often called the illusion of choice. If you ask a colleague, "Can you help me with this project?" you give them a 50/50 chance to say no. But if you ask, "Would you prefer to handle the data analysis or the final presentation for this project?" you've bypassed the if and moved straight to the how. By framing the world in a way that limits their options to your desired outcomes, you aren't forcing them. You are simply designing the path they walk on. They feel in control, while you stay in command. Mastering these techniques takes practice, but once you start seeing the invisible strings of social interaction, you can never unsee them. If you found these insights helpful, hit that like button. It's a small favor that tells the YouTube algorithm this content is valuable. I want to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever used the mirror effect without realizing it? Or have you been on the receiving end of choice architecture? Let's discuss it below. And if you want to protect yourself from these tactics, make sure you're subscribed, because in the next video, we're diving into the 5 red flags of a master manipulator. Knowledge is power, but only if you know how to use it. Stay observant, stay influential, and we'll see you next time, inside the vault.